Let us go to diagnosis according to Zhang organ patterns. The topic is stomach and spleen Qi deficiency. Stomach and spleen Qi deficiency is extremely common. In fact, it is probably more common than a pure spleen Qi deficiency pattern. The etiology here is the same as that seen in stomach Qi deficiency and spleen Qi deficiency, that is, consuming foods that are cold or uncooked that create dampness and that are unrefined. Eating too much at a time or too quickly will also put a strain on the spleen and stomach Qi. Eating too little or eating a diet that lacks nutrients will weaken the stomach and spleen Qi. Although eating several small meals is beneficial for the spleen, constantly snacking will place a strain on the spleen Qi because the spleen will constantly be active. Spleen Qi and stomach Qi can also be weakened by worrying and constantly speculating, studying, and thinking too much. Prolonged illness, excessive bleeding, and overexertion can weaken the spleen Qi and stomach Qi, as they will constantly have to replenish the Qi and blood that has been consumed or lost. Chronic liver Qi stagnation will often disrupt the functioning of and weaken the stomach and spleen Qi. And finally, working or living in a damp, humid climate or housing will burden the spleen. The symptoms and signs are fatigue, abdominal discomfort, loose stools, bloating after meals, fatigue after meals, pale complexion, deteriorated sense of taste, poor appetite or a lack of appetite in the mornings, weak or tired limbs, craving for sweetness, flatulence that is not odorous, tendency to put on weight, disinclination to speak, and the voice lacks strength. The person emanates a sense of tiredness and fatigue, poor posture, a tendency to worry excessively or easily worrying about things. The tongue will be pale and swollen and possibly with teeth marks on the sides. The pulse will be weak, especially in the right guan position. The key symptoms here are fatigue, loose stools, pale tongue with teeth marks, and a weak pulse. The treatment principle is to tonify stomach and spleen Qi, and the acupuncture points to choose from are stomach 36, spleen 3, spleen 6, REN 12, UB20, and UB21. The needling technique is tonifying, and moxa can be used. The explanation for the points is stomach 36, spleen 3, spleen 6, REN 12, UB20, and UB21 tonify stomach and spleen Qi. For relevant advice, the dietary changes are alpha and omega in the treatment of spleen Qi deficiency. This encompasses both what is eaten and how it is eaten. A person who is spleen Qi deficient should eat as much prepared and warmed food as possible. They should avoid raw vegetables, salads, food that is very coarse, cold drinks, ice cream, and food that generates dampness, such as sweets, dried fruit, artificial sweeteners, honey, stevia, dairy products, bananas, avocados, and so on. They should avoid eating too quickly and too much at a time and whilst reading, watching television, or working. They should chew their food well and avoid drinking too much at meal times. They will benefit from eating soups, mashed vegetables, purees, porridge in the morning, stews, steamed or boiled vegetables, and baked vegetables. That is food that is easily digestible and preferably warm. The weaker their spleen Qi is, the more digestible their food should be as long as it does not create dampness. Drinking a small cup of ginger tea at mealtimes will help to fortify spleen yang, thereby assisting the spleen in its transformation of the food. The use of herbs in the diet, especially aromatic spices like black pepper, ginger, cardamom, garlic, cumin, caraway, and nutmeg, will also assist in circulating qi, dispersing food stagnation and transforming dampness, thereby alleviating the burden on the spleen. Foods that are particularly beneficial are rice, oats, barley, most vegetables, especially root vegetables, squash, sweet potatoes, and those that are yellow or orange in color, red lentils, tofu, chickpeas, and chicken. It is important that the person does not regularly sit for extended periods of time and that they do not sit in a slumped posture. Walking or stretching after meals is recommended. Physical exercise in general will be beneficial as long as the person does not overexert themselves. Stroking downwards with the fingers from REN 16 to REN 8 will help stomach Qi to descend. Stomach and spleen Qi deficiency can be caused by stomach Qi deficiency, spleen Qi deficiency, liver Qi stagnation, and food stagnation. And this can result in stomach Qi deficiency, spleen yang deficiency, spleen Qi sinking, spleen Qi not holding blood inside the vessels, food stagnation, dampness, phlegm, blood deficiency, lung Qi deficiency, and heart Qi deficiency. Thank you so much for your attention.